thing I think is so extraordinary is listening to the Today programme on Radio 4. I probably mentioned this to you before, because it really sets the whole tone for the political and social debate of the day. Everybody who's got any position in society will be listening to that programme, the Today programme, Monday to Friday on Radio 4. And then they have this slot called Thought for the Day, which they breach off from political discourse, and they start inviting a speaker. It used to be a Christian speaker, but now they also invite Muslims and Hindus and even humanists, every Tom, Dick and Harry to give a talk. And you get the Anglican bishops, you get the chief rabbi, you get the chief imam, you get the chief... You never hear a Catholic priest. Never, ever a Catholic, never. You may get on the Feast of the Assumption. I tuned in and I thought to myself, who are they going to put a Muslim on for the Assumption? And they put on some liberal woman Catholic theologian. She gave an utterly unmemorable reflection, but never ever a Catholic priest or a bishop. And you think to yourself, what the function of these people are? Teaching is one of their functions, isn't it? To teach you governing and sanctifying. Dominicans should especially try to get on there. That's their role. But I used to listen to Radio 4 every morning, and I get Thought for the Day, Rabbi Lionel Blue,
Exactly.
and they could turn a word, and a priest could do that. There's enough of the talented ones, but they won't, or they're not allowed to, or they won't. It's an absolute scandal because the world. Thought for the Day is an opportunity to be right in the middle of the beast.
Absolutely.
Because it's why I stopped listening to Radio 4. It's so evil.
Absolutely.
But my gosh, if they could just get it, and Radio 4 would feel obliged to give them a slot because they know.
Sometimes I think I'm going to write to the Director General of the BBC or to the controller of Radio 4 and ask them, why isn't there no Catholic priest invited? I mean, they have the Anglican bishops of this one, that one. All these Anglican bishops, they're all reflected. Some of them are very good talks. But I think Saturday I was listening to the rector of All Souls in Piccadilly, one of the big Anglican churches. She was very good. Never, ever an official from the Catholic Church. Never. So they're toxic. And as you say, that slot is what all the leaders of our country listen to. They get their news from there, and it is the best, technically, the best source of news. It's not the best in terms of content, because they're skewed, of course, the BBC. But if you know this stuff is being listened to, that's where the church has to get itself. I mean, the Jesuits knew this in the old days. We get to the king. These people, hopeless. But there we are. We have no reason to be critical as to why things are going down the toilet, why things are rotting. It's obvious why. But then there's so many people I know who are looking for meaning, who are really searching. Who are reading and to listen. I mean, where I work and I engage with students, they're very respectful, and they want to they appreciate you. They may not agree with you, but they're still very respectful. So I think there's a lot of searching and a lot of openness to truth. But maybe they don't like sort of established religions. They don't like the way they've been run, the way they've been, the sins of their members.
But the thing is, though, when the church members are not presenting the beauty of the church, all that people get is an understanding of the Catholic Church or any organised religion from the BBC and ITV and so on, and they're never going to be positive. So it's going to be like young people are going to say, well, I don't want organised religion, because organised religion to them is like you're in a regiment. That's all. And it's not like the church projects itself that way. It's because the media are the only means of getting information about the world out there. And unless you say, right, I'm going to try and capture the media, I'm going to try and subvert them, then young people will only by accident, by the grace of God alone, come to the faith. We've got... Do you remember, about 20 years ago, Gregorian chant, for some reason I can't remember why now, became popular. There was...
the monastery in Spain.
Solem, wasn't it? Solesns.
No, there was someone they published
it went to the top of the charts. And there's an opportunity for the Catholic Church in Britain, say,
to have said, hey, look, let's have something on around this, because so many people were interested in it, and they're young.
Cardinal Hume was very good. I mean, he reached out a lot to people as far as he could. I mean, at that time there was hostility. There was the historical hostility to the church, which is now gone. But I mean, he did a lot as far as he could, and to engage with people, and to engage with the establishment.
Yeah.
And to explain in books he wrote on spirituality and the monastic life, and to call people back to their roots. You know, forget about the Reformation and all that.
Yeah.
You know, we were Christians in Anglo-Saxon times. Think about the great saints of the Anglo-Saxon times.
Yes.
Those are the sort of the great saints of Northumbria and Holy Island and Lindisfarne and these places that he knew so much about. But even he was there. But after his death, and you know, they don't talk about the historical roots of the church or anything. You never hear it being said specific things about it. It's sort of on a very superficial level. They carry out their duties. They run the churches. They run the schools.
They carry out their duties financially, where finance is involved. But spiritually, no Catholic church is working in the interest of the Catholic people anymore.
It's managed decline, they call it. When a company is going down, it manages the decline, you know, slowly, keep everything in order.
You could say that about the Anglican Church. The Anglican Church will continue to, because people still want to be baptised, they still want to get married, they still want to be buried and have some sort of religious thing. And the same with the Catholic. People will still want that.
Yes, that's right.
People will still want that. But isn't it interesting? This new career now that they're promoting very much.
What's that?
They want to train people as celibates, you know, to be humanist celibates. So
I didn't know about that.
You could actually marry people, bury people, initiate people, and without having no religion, nothing to do with religion, nothing to do. We can all retrain as celibates.
Yeah.
It's a great career, you know. Very busy, very lucrative. We can secular
It's
priests.
more of business. It's
Secular
more of a business.
Secular religion.
Yes, it's a secular religion. Yes.